Alright guys, welcome to episode 4 of Thor's Lab. This is Thor, and today we are going to be setting up OPNsense. It's our firewall that we're going to be using to basically create an isolated network. So let's get into it. First thing we need to do is we need to download the OPNsense ISO. So you can go to opensense.org/download. Select our architecture, it's AMD64. We're going to select DVD image type, and then instead of clicking download, we're going to right click on it and go to copy link, because we don't need to download it on our desktop. We need to download it in our server. Okay, so we're going to navigate to our folder. Whoops. CD, and we will wget our link and let that download. Alright, now as you can see here, the last 3 digits of the file name are BZ2. That is a compression type, and so you can check to see if you have bunzip installed, bunzip2, by typing which bunzip2. If you have it installed, it will show that. If you don't have it installed, it'll just be a blank, like that. It'll just be a blank return. If you don't have it installed, you can apt install bzip2 and it will download for you. Now we can go to ls, we'll go bunzip2, and this will decompress the file for us. Take a little while, so I'll just mute mic. Alright, if we type ls, we can now see we have the image file in our folder. We'll come back here, we'll log into Proxmox, and first thing we're going to want to do, I guess it doesn't have to be the first thing, but we're going to want to set up our bridge. So this is the bridge we're going to have that is our traffic coming from the gateway to our OPNsense, and then I guess on the outside of the network, and then on the inside of the OPNsense network we're going to have another bridge where all our virtual machines will be receiving they'll be receiving the internet traffic from. So we're going to set this to 10.10.10.2. Actually, I'm going to go 254 with that. So I'm going to set that. We're going to set this to auto start, and we have to set the subnet to 24/24, and we'll create that. And now we'll hit apply configuration. If you don't hit apply configuration, you're able to see this everywhere. Like if you go, I'll show you later, but if you go into this doesn't have hardware because it's a container, but I'll show you later. But you can see this anywhere you would be able to select a bridge, but if you haven't hit apply configuration, it just won't work. So apply configuration is an important step. Now we're going to come up here to create virtual machine. We are going to name it OPNsense. We're going to select our image. So we are going to set the machine to Q35. We're going to turn on QEMU agent. Everything else is good. We're going to set this to 20 gigs. Don't really need a lot of gigabytes there. We're going to come to CPU and set 2 cores. We're going to set this to 4096. 3 gigs is the minimum amount for the install. If you don't have 3 gigs, it will tell you you need more memory, and the installer will fail. VMBR 0. If you didn't hit apply configuration, you would still be able to select this. But when you go to start it, the machine, let's say that it doesn't exist. No firewall, and confirm. We'll finish that. Okay, so our virtual machine is created. We're going to come to options here. So we click on a virtual machine, come to options. We're going to go to boot order. We're just going to uncheck everything that isn't the CD drive. We're going to hit OK. We're going to come up to hardware. And here we're going to add our network device, and we're going to select VMBR1. So we have both of our, we don't want firewall there. VMBR1 and VMBR0, we want both of those included. And now we're going to come up to console, and we are going to start now. And this will boot us into the installer. Alright, now that we're booted into the installer, we're going to log in with the login installer, and then the password is going to be OPNsense, all lowercase. And here we are in the installer. We're going to continue with the default key map. We're going to use the UFS file system. The ZFS file system is more for like an enterprise setup where they have a lot of resources available. We've only given this 4 gigs of RAM, and that wouldn't be enough for that. It's a better, more stable file system. This is more prone to corruption, I guess, from what I've read. But this is for our use case. This is what we're going to use. And we're going to set it up on the hard drive that we've allotted. And it's going to ask if it can format it. We'll just say yes. And it'll go through the installation process. It'll take a little while. Alright, that took quite a while, but we are complete. We're going to change our password to you-know-what. Take a couple seconds, and then we're going to reboot this. I want to see here. Can I eject the media from this? Do not use any media. There we go. So now, okay, good. Now I'm going to complete install and reboot now, and it's going to give me an error because it has nothing to boot to. So I basically ejected the disk out of here, right? So what we'll do is we'll right click on that, we'll go to stop, overrule active shutdown tasks, and then we'll come to options and boot order. We're going to disable that, and we're going to set this to enabled. That's our hard drive. And we shall come to our console and hit hit start now again. This time we'll boot into the actual install. Alright, now we can log in, and we set our password to Thor, and we should be greeted with a bit of a, ooh, what happened there? Interesting. Root OPNsense. Oops. Now I'm getting this all messed up. Root OPNsense. It didn't change the password for us. So 3 no. Where's set password? Reboot the system, reset the factory defaults, reset the root password. What does that do? The root user login behavior will be restored to its defaults. No. I want to know how to set the... Let's go to shell. Go to password. Thor. There we go. Now let's exit. Let's go to log out. And now let's try root 4. It's not saving it. Oh, it did save it. Okay, good. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to assign interfaces. So LAN is going to be VTnet0, WAN, or no, well, let me think about that for a second. WAN is going to be VTnet0 and LAN is going to be VTnet1. So let's set that up here first. We don't want to configure lags. We don't want to configure VLANs. WAN is going to be VTnet0 and LAN is going to be VTnet1. Enter the optional interface 1 name or A for auto detection. Auto detection is fine. And yes, we want to proceed. Okay, so now LAN is VTnet1 and WAN is VTnet0. It's already got an IP address, but we're going to change that here. We're going to set interface IP address. Enter the number of the interface to configure, and we're going to configure LAN. Configure LAN, or configure IPv4 via DHCP. We're going to say no, and we want it to be 10.10.10.1, and our subnet's going to be 24. And then we're going to press enter. We're going to press no on anything IPv6. Enter for none. Yes, we want to enable the DHCP server on the LAN. We're going to set the range that basically anything that gets an IP address assigned from the DHCP server, it will receive an IP address within the range that we specify here. And we're just going to go from 100 to 200. Do you want to change the web GUI protocol from HTTPS to HTTP? We're going to say no. Do you want to generate new self-assign? I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. And no, we don't want to restore any of that. Okay, so we should be able to set up. So right now, this is the wide area network. This is come here. This is, if we exit this, we should be able to ping the wide area network IP address. What was it? 167.167. We should be able to ping that. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this. But I definitely know we can't ping 10.10.10.1. No. Maybe I have root. Right. I should have been doing that. 192.168.0.155. Ping 192.0.167. No, I can't ping it from here either. I definitely can't ping 10.10.10.1, right? Oh, yes, I can. Because I am on that side. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So OPNsense actually blocks ping. So we would be able to ping it if it didn't block it, because it isn't on this side of the network. But on the other side, so we can ping the other side from inside Proxmox, but we can't ping it from outside Proxmox. Oops. Because it's not available to us. So next thing we're going to want to do, we're going to try to tunnel. So let me explain here. in order to get to the web GUI, you can now access the web GUI by opening the following URL in your web browser, and it gives you the address, right? But the problem is, I don't have if I had a virtual machine on this side of the on the LAN side of the firewall, I'd be able to just, a virtual machine with a GUI, graphical interface, I'd be able to open a browser and I'd be able to just set up OPNsense from there. But we can't do that right now because we don't have a virtual machine set up. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to tunnel into it with SSH command here, 8443:10.10.10.1. And this is basically, we're just forwarding ports here to enable the traffic to tunnel through. And we're using our login on the Proxmox server as kind of the gateway, I guess you would say. I don't know all the right words to say, but you know what I mean. Okay, so now, God willing, https://localhost:8443 should hiss. Okay, so we got in. It's saying it's fishy, it's whatever, right? We're gonna go to hide it or show advanced, and then we're gonna go to proceed to localhost for 8443. It's risky, and here we are. This is OPNsense GUI, and this is where we can once we have a Kali machine, we'll be able to just go to up here and go 10.10.10.1 and log into it. But for now, this is kind of our workaround so that we can get into it, and it'll be root and Thor like we set up in the console, or not. Root. Weird. What is going on here? OPNsense. Why is it not saving my friggin' root password? That's crazy. I've never had this issue in my life. Why? Log out. Root. Thor. And it logs in. Maybe I have to reboot the system. Let's reboot it, see what happens. 6, reboot. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to reboot. This is bugging me. This is friggin' bugging me. After we reboot this, root, oops. Root, Thor. Root, Thor. Yeah, it's not surviving. OPNsense, not surviving a default Thor. Do it through that. Now let's try reboot. This is so friggin' annoying, dude. Okay. Now it's surviving a reboot. I guess I have to do it through the way they suggest it. Now let's see if it's working here. Yeah, okay. You have to do it through their menu option. Otherwise it doesn't save. It probably doesn't write it to the right place, maybe. I don't know. System. What are we looking for here? We want to see interfaces. No. We are looking for, sir, here we go. No. Is it Is this it? Where does it say? Where does it save our DHCP? That's not it. DHCP settings. I thought were in here. Firewall interfaces. System. Configuration. General. Oh, DHCP ranges? No. Domains, hosts. No. None of this is set. So apparently this is the new default. It is enabled. Interface is LAN, which is what we want. Listen port, I don't know if that makes a difference. Default domain. Register ISC. ISC. See, ISC was what I used to use. But there is no ISC in here anymore. That's so odd. Let's set this here. We'll go to DHCP ranges. We'll go to 10.10.10.100 to 10.10.10.200 automatic submask, and we'll just set it to 24 subnet mask. I don't know if we have to set that least time yet. We'll save that. Please enter valid subnet. Oh, I see. We don't need to do that. Automatic. All right. What is DHCP options? Any type match option. I don't need to do anything with this. All right. I guess that's all we needed to do. It's always an interesting thing when you install something like 2 times in a row, and like both times it's different. And I didn't do it, like today both times. I've installed this many times over the last couple months, or month, I guess, just preparing for these videos, and every single time I do it, something is different. Something changes every single time. Anyway, well, that's it for OPNsense. It's up and running. We were able to get into the GUI. The next episode is going to be our Kali Linux virtual machine, and it'll make a lot of things easier once we get that up and running, because we'll just be able to go in there and log into this through our virtual machine, because it's going to be on the right side of the network, and we won't have to do any of this crap again. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.